wrong they were, but not Mackie and Judd.
Write this down.
This is the big leagues, where we own our terrible predictions.
Write that down.
And keep track of each other's batting averages. It's Write That Down.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
With Mackie and Judd.
This is the most innovative segment in sports media. It just is. I know you might think that, like Stephen A. Smith and Greeny on ESPN and all these other national talking heads. Listen, we set the tone. We set the tone with this segment right here. We are the game, as Declan and Triple H would say. Write that down, predictions that make us look like fools pretty much every single week. We are the only talking heads in sports media that actually keep track of our predictions with batting averages, home runs. We've got Judd Zulgad, the resident Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout. He's basically been leading the batting average race and the home run race for like 2 straight years, only interrupted for like 1 week by me by 1 point, and now he's back in front by like 30 points. So
yeah, I was knocked out for a week.
Yeah. I feel like you're cheating somehow. I feel like I don't know what the write that down equivalent is of, the sticky stuff, the juice. Are your balls juiced?
My balls aren't juiced, but my garbage cans are banging.
Okay.
I got banging garbage cans.
Is that a euphemism? Not sure.
It might be. It might be after some of the stuff I've read recently. Yes, why not?
So Write That Down is presented in part by our friends at PXG Minneapolis. So we like to swing for the fences on this segment. You're not swinging for fences, but you're swinging for, I don't know if you guys watched, well, I know Judd was texting about it yesterday. If you want to hit the ball as far as Bryson, well, PXG can help a little bit with that. You also need to have big muscles and just like the ability to swing a club. But PXG has these Gen 4 golf clubs, drivers, fairways, hybrids, irons, PXG's flagship clubs, and hands down the best performing clubs PXG has ever made. They've got clubs in all different price ranges, so you can go check them out, test them out. It's a golfer's paradise there in Southdale Center, pxg.com/Minneapolis. That was super fun yesterday, by the way. Bryson showing some little bit of personality.
I don't like Bryson at all.
Well, nobody does.
But like what I saw him, what a punk.
I mean, even Aaron Rodgers was getting annoyed by him, and they won. And they won the whole thing.
But I mean, he's like, you guys are giving me. I mean, everyone's picking on. Shut up. You're an adult.
Yeah, no, I think he's mostly just been a recluse with very few friends over the last 10 years or so.
But if you're a guy and you can't take guys ribbing you like on a golf course,
then I would not play golf.
What do you do?
I'd be screwed.
But I mean, it's fun, right?
Yeah.
It's fun to get grief.
Yeah.
And he's like, you guys are all, why am I the target? Shut up.
If anything, I thrive off that. Like I almost had an ace bouncing off a hole through right through it, and everyone's like, "Are you kidding me? You're the one who came closest to making an ace out of all 3 of us." It's like, yes, this is great because I'm the worst at this, and I almost did the thing you've been trying to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, he has a hard time, I think, taking the ribbing. Like all 3 of the other guys are ribbing each other, and they're all like well more established than Bryson DeChambeau is, and he's like, "Why are you guys picking on me, dude? Just take it." Anyways. Yeah. Here's how the segment works. 3 predictions from everybody each week. They must be quantifiable. We keep track of batting averages and home runs. And if you want to participate, like Matt is about to for the second time, you can send us a message through the SKOR North app. Just open the app. It's free to download. And there's a feedback little button at the bottom portion of the app. And you can just send a note to Declan or myself or Judd if you want to. But I don't know. Judd responds better on Twitter to people than he does through the SKOR North app. So
I'll just lose it. Don't do it.
So, all right, boys, let's get into the accountability session here. You'll notice an odd color on one of these. Usually it's green for the wins and red for the losses, and we'll explain here in a second. But first, Judd, you said Matt Shoemaker will be DFA'd by the Twins at the end of July. You were correct on that prediction. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I mean, if he still would have been on the roster at the end of July, I don't know. I guess he would have had turned around his season, but highest ERA, one of the highest ERAs in Twins history. But then you also predicted if he's healthy, Byron Buxton will be on the American League All-Star roster.
Yep.
So usually we don't condone the qualifier predictions.
Yep.
But there have been a handful in the history of Write That Down where it's if this, then that.
Right.
And so your prediction is if he's healthy, and then everything after that is predicated on him being healthy. So Byron Buxton will be on
the representative, yes.
But he's not.
Right.
And
but
so
he's not healthy.
I think like what we've done with these types of predictions in the past is it's just a wash. It just comes off the board as nothing.
Yep.
Which I don't know. It kind of leaves you with a hollow feeling here, but I don't know. Unless you guys look at this any differently, this is a qualifier prediction, and the qualifier did not come to fruition. So it's essentially a no contest. Your thoughts?
I mean, he didn't make the roster, so I think it's just wrong.
But there's a qualifier.
But it's a qualifier. If he's healthy, he'll be on the roster. It's like saying,
and
if I eat this pizza, then I'm going to have indigestion.
Right.
And if I don't eat the pizza, I'm like, well, I'm probably going to get indigestion regardless. But
well, yeah, it's you. But I mean, it's wrong. He's not on the roster, so it's wrong.
But he's not healthy. I think it's a wash because So when's the All-Star game? Is that next week?
It's this weekend, right? Or next Monday or Tuesday or whatever. Next Tuesday or something.
Okay. All right. I don't know.
Why does it matter when the All-Star game is? So you can.
I thought it was at the end of the month. I thought it was at the end of the month. I forgot. So if he was healthy by the end of the month, then this would indeed be wrong. So that's why I was asking.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough one, Judd. I almost feel like we have to outlaw the qualifier prediction altogether. Okay. This might be a 2022 ruling.
It can be outlawed.
I don't know what
now, I used a very special loophole to get my way to a no decision. Do you know what this is? A no decision.
It's a sneaky, crafty move, and Declan and I, neither one of us approves of this tactic here.
No, but I mean, it's a loophole that existed until now.
Yeah. I told you guys the Twins would be swept by the White Sox. This is last week, by the way, and they were, shockingly. Yep. The listeners, Abdul said, the NCAA will soften their stance and will allow video games to be released by the end of next year, meaning video games with the likenesses of players and student athletes. And so the reason this prediction is correct, we have not had a video game released yet, but EA Sports put out a statement saying, listen, we know that we're monitoring this. We know that we now have the ability to include player likenesses. So now, Abdul's prediction was the NCAA will soften their stance and allow video games to be released. Whether the games are actually released or not does not impact the sort of the sequencing of this prediction. So Abdul is correct. Now it's up to EA Sports. And brother Liam, Declan's brother Liam, said Byron Buxton will win a Gold Glove and appear in his first All-Star game this season, unless he pulls a Kirk Gibson and wanders onto the field with one working limb.
Got to put a qualifier on that puppy.
That's right. Now Judd's going to have a qualifier on every single prediction.
No. If we outlaw him, I'm fine with that. I saw a door to walk through, and I walked through it.
All right, Declan, you had nothing come off the board, and so Judd Zulgad leading the batting average race with a 387 average and also a league-leading 4 home runs. I'm pretty close behind at 361 with 2 home runs. Declan hanging tough at 338 and 2 home runs. And listeners hanging tough at 316 and 3 home runs. Career stats, Judd leading with 164 hits. I have 134 hits. Listeners 113 and Declan 55 career hits. Judd, myself, and the listeners all tie with 12 career home runs, and Declan with 4 career home runs. He hasn't been participating nearly as long. So, boys, let's dive into it here.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
Let's get Matt on the show. He's the guest listener predictor this week. Matt, this is your second time joining the show, taking swings?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So, what happened the first time, and what's your strategy now? What have you learned now? You've got some experience under your belt.
Well, my first time I was really excited, of course, because it's fun. So then just instinctually, I swung for the fences on all 3, and I missed on all 3. In fact, I thought my last one came off the board this week, but I missed on all 3. So I'm going to be a little bit more strategic, a little bit more conservative this time, try to get that average up.
All right. I like it. So we're going to go around the room.
It's no longer fun. It's business now for Matt. This isn't fun anymore.
This is a business trip. All right. So we're going to start with Matt, and we're going to Judd over to Declan, and then back to me. 3 trips around the room. They must be quantifiable, and we frown strongly and aggressively on qualifiers, although technically, at the end of the year, we revisit the rules. We can't change them mid-season. So I don't know. Do what you want to do, but just know that you'll get frowned upon if you use qualifiers. So go ahead, Matt.
Don't be intimidated.
All All right, write that down. The 2021 NBA Finals MVP will be named Chris.
Oh, coming back strong.
Wow, dude. Wow.
What's the old phrase? Won't get fooled again? Fool me
Okay, I'm
once,
trying to think of
shame on-
are there only two options? So Chris Middleton and Chris Paul. I'm trying to think if there's any other obscure Chris's coming off the bench from one of these teams.
So here's all right, I'm gonna help out Matt here though. I'm gonna help out Matt here. Chris Middleton spells it differently, right?
Correct. So any spelling counts.
Thank you.
Yep.
About to say.
We can't assume that. So yeah, he's got us.
I'm just looking out for the committee. I'm just looking out for everyone who comes into the DMs.
Matt has come to throw grenades in to write that down, and I love him for it.
Okay. Write that down for him.
All right, over to Judd.
All right, I will remain on the NBA thread. Write this down. The Suns will beat the Bucks in 6 games. So the Suns won Game 1 last night. I think the Bucks will win a couple games. It will go 6, and Phoenix will win the NBA title against the Bucks.
Boy, the Bucks just look rough early in these series. They just like that Nets series. They got lucky there too because the Nets had a bunch of injuries.
Yep.
I don't know. And Mike Budenholzer just kind of feels like so. All the Bucks fans, I follow a bunch of them. Like Rami is one of them. I don't know if you guys saw Rami just shirtless at some bar in Milwaukee over the weekend.
Not okay.
Yeah, I was going to say. In fact, we got a tweet saying Mackie and Judd should do that too, and I tweeted back, "You never want to see us shirtless."
No, maybe me, but that's it.
Oh, you'd be fine. You're thin.
I don't know, man. I don't know if anyone needs to see any of us shirtless, but like the Bucks hate Mike Budenholzer with a fiery passion. I think like they definitely want the Bucks to win a championship, but they equally want to be able to blame and scapegoat Mike Budenholzer for if they don't win the championship, fire him and bring somebody else in.
Just because he makes weird moves sometimes?
He doesn't make any moves. Like there's no adjustments.
Yeah. Okay,
like watch the Bucks throughout any series. There's barely the only adjustment they made was Giannis hyperextending his knee and like having him out of the game. So
write that down.
Anyways, all right, Declan, your first prediction.
All right. I will say Nelson Cruz and Andrelton Simmons will be traded at the deadline. I'm just going to combine those two. Nelson Cruz and Andrelton Simmons in one prediction will be traded at the deadline. So if
trying to decide how picky I want to be here.
One of those
with the word at
will be traded by the deadline. Thank you, Phil. By the deadline.
Well, I feel like if it was at the deadline, then we'd have. Is it like within 5 minutes of the deadline?
Right. Yeah.
If they got traded today, would it not count because it's not at the deadline?
Correct. By the deadline.
Way to go, Phil.
Hey, I helped out Matt.
Yeah. You know what? What's going on here? I mean,
I'm just looking out.
You got Jordan
I'm looking
Kobe,
out for,
and then you guys are the nice teammates. You go patting the opponent on the ass. What's going on here?
Well,
this used to be a competitive forum.
My first thought was, okay, could this be a gotcha? And if it is a gotcha, then I'll keep my mouth shut. But then I thought about it, and I was like, I don't know. Like the word "at" is so vague. Like if they got traded next week, Declan would still have a point of like, well, I mean, it's at the deadline. It's in July. It's at the deadline. So I don't know. I'm helping out the second-year player.
It would have been fun to have him fight that fight. Like I had to fight my my nebulous prediction I made about Byron Buxton.
And your nebulous prediction on was it Purple Daily? Write that down about Daniil Hunter getting a new contract or not. And then in your fight with us, like, it's not a new contract. And then you started to explain it as his old contract got restructured. Okay,
right, so it's still the same old contract. I've told you this.
But if it's an old contract, it's a past contract. Anyway,
right?
Oh no,
never mind.
Keep going.
Yeah, just
like we've litigated this about.
I cut myself off.
All right, write this down. I've seen enough. The Suns will sweep the Bucks clean in 4 games in the NBA Finals. I just don't. I think the Suns have better players. DeAndre Ayton is coming into form. They got a better coach.
DeAndre Ayton is damn good now,
dude. He's ridiculous. Yeah, they have their own big 3, and 2 of them were just cultivated from within. Then they added Chris Paul as the 3rd.
Write that down.
Yep.
All right, back over to Matt. Your second prediction.
All right, this is a kind of a second swing at one of my misses from before, but the 2022 NBA Finals will not be played by the Clippers, Hawks, Suns, or Bucks.
Oh, so I was going through trying to find this. So you had almost this exact prediction before this season, right?
I did, yeah.
And then were the Bucks included?
Yeah, I included the Bucks.
So that prediction's still alive.
Well, no, because they made the NBA Finals.
Oh, I got you. That's right. Okay. We took it off the board. So go through those teams again.
It's the 4 teams that made the conference finals. So the Clippers, Hawks, Suns, and Bucks.
Okay.
Will not make the NBA Finals next year.
Okay.
So much parity in the NBA, just all the time, right? It's the league of parity, really, historically.
Write it down. You like writing things down.
I think I saw something where like this is the first NBA Finals since like 2000 something, like 17 years that didn't include LeBron, Kobe, or Steph Curry. Just amazing. And I kind of like it. It's kind of fun once in a while. Just not, I don't need random teams every year like the NHL has sometimes, but sometimes a little random season's fun.
Got to take a jab at hockey, don't you?
Well, like the Montreal Canadiens,
the Montreal Canadiens are one of the great heritage franchise. No
one cares. No one cares.
Yes, they do. The Habs, Le Habitant,
no,
Guy Lafleur, Yvonne Cornway.
God,
Kenny Dryden.
Where are we back to Judd here? Your second prediction. All right.
Yeah, write this down. Jose Berrios will not be dealt by the Twins before the trade deadline.
Wow.
Jose Berrios will not be traded by the Twins before the trade deadline.
I don't know. I can't remember if we did this already, but I saw something on MLB.com. John Morosi saying, I could see the Yankees making a major bid for Berrios. That might have made a reckless speculation last week.
That is correct.
And they ain't doing it. They're not good enough.
That's true. Like I think the Blue Jays are more likely to do it than the Yankees are.
I think the Yankees
or Mets.
I think the Yankees are dead. The Yankees are not good. Like that's their reality. They're in as bad a shape or worse than the Twins right now.
Yeah, it's rough.
Write this down.
It's rough. All right, write this down.
Oh, okay, you're skipping me. That's fine.
Oh, sorry. My bad. It's my bad.
Go ahead, Bryson DeChambeau.
I screw this up at least once a week.
Yeah, no, you're good. All right, the phrasing on this is important for this prediction. Speaking of phrasing, the Twins will obtain at least 2 prospects who were top 10 prospects from the opposing organization. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So they were top 10 prospects in the trade other team's organization.
Like within when?
So how from this year? From this year.
Okay.
So if they slide into the Twins pipeline, if they're 11-9, but they were, 8-7 from the other teams, this counts. Does this make sense?
So they have to be top 10 from the opposing team's pipeline.
Yeah,
correct.
According to, and since you used the word pipeline, MLB.com pipeline rankings.
Yeah,
because they update theirs. They update theirs all the time.
Yep, from MLB.com.
Okay, I like it. You know what?
Write this down.
I'm going to challenge myself with this next one. Next week, write this down. Okay. I will not screw up the order of the predictions.
No,
I don't think you can do this.
No.
I think someone else can make this prediction.
I screw it up every week.
I don't think you can make this
But you're going to remember that you made this prediction because it's in your notes and you're going to look at it and you're going to be ultra careful.
That is correct.
Probably
you're fixing a match here. Yeah, you're literally...
That's like saying, I will drink 7 beers on Friday. That's not hard for me to fulfill.
You'll forget after 5 and pass out. All right. I'll go with this one.
Dawn, just keep pouring them down my throat.
Yeah.
Just unconscious.
Just open my mouth and pour the beers down my throat.
Just pour.
I got to get to 7.
A little bit. Prop me up a little bit.
I got to get to 7.
All right, write this down. So I love the match. I think Phil Mickelson is a genius for creating this concept. It all started with him versus Tiger Woods back in the day. I think he's sick of getting he's been taking some lumps in these things and did not play very well yesterday and got beat by Bryson DeChambeau and Aaron Rodgers. Write this down. Phil Mickelson, sometime, I'm going to say, because I think there's going to be another match later this year, Phil Mickelson will summon Tony Romo to be his teammate before the end of the calendar year. Write it down for some sort of iteration of the match. He's going to be done messing around with Tom Brady's fun and he's a decent golfer, but he's going to bring in the real ringer in Tony Romo so that he can reign supreme.
And CBS will object.
But isn't CBS and Turner, aren't they? I mean, they have partnerships.
They might.
Or would CBS just be afraid that Romo's going to pull a vocal cord muscle or something?
Yeah, exactly.
They'd have to probably pick a Saturday or something.
Write this down.
So, all right.
Love it.
All right, now we're back to Matt here. Your final prediction.
All right, this one's for Declan and Judd. The Stanley Cup final will go 7 games.
Wow.
And if you ask me why,
man.
because hockey, and that's all I know. Hockey.
I think that's a home run.
Yes, that is absolutely
that's
home
a
run.
home run.
It was 3-0.
Yes.
It's 3-1 now, but yeah,
No.
that's a home
So
run.
yeah,
I
I
think
mean, you're
it's done
basically
tonight.
saying they're going to win back-to-back games. I think it's still a home run if it goes 7 games. Has that ever happened in the Stanley Cup Finals where a team down 3-0 is forced to game 7?
I would have to look.
It's going to be so deflating when
think-
you're down 3-0.
I think the Kings did that in 2012 in one of their rounds when they won the Cup. I think they were down 3-0 and won 4 straight. I think so.
They did it in the
wrong.
playoffs, but I don't recall.
Yeah.
I didn't think that they did in the
think
cup.
so.
But anyway, that is a home run. That's impressive.
Love it. Matt, coming on here. You're a veteran now. Write that down. Since you've got this life-changing platform once again, who in your life would you like to thank that brought you back here?
Well, actually, I want to thank the NBA offseason. Who would have guessed that you guys could have gotten so much awesome content out of Timberwolves trade speculation?
Isn't it great?
It's been great.
God bless America. And I think we know from one group to another here, those who partake in the reckless speculation lifestyle, we need some sort of like a sign or a handshake so that when we see each other in public, I know that guy recklessly speculates.
It's a knowing nod.
Yeah.
It's just a knowing. It's a knowing nod because those who don't are obvious.
Yeah, you either recklessly speculate or you don't.
Write that down.
All right, Matt, thanks for coming on, man. Great predictions.
See you, Matt.
All right, back to Judd here. Final trip around the room.
Shohei Ohtani will homer for the American League in the All-Star Game. Shohei Ohtani will homer for the American League in this year's All-Star Game.
Okay.
So the only question here would be, is that a home run? I think predicting someone hitting a home run in a game of any kind is a home run.
Yes.
Yeah,
Even
it's going to be
him.
limited at bats.
Even
it's going to be
him.
limited at bats. I mean, I'm probably going to be wrong, but
No, I think it's
Yeah.
a home run.
okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I
even
would agree.
he is hitting. He's only hitting home runs every other game, right? So it's all right. Declan, your final prediction.
All right. I know I made Phil accountable for Bachelor predictions, and now I'm just bringing out a bunch of Bachelor predictions and Bachelorette predictions. So I will say that Trey will be announced as the next Bachelor. So Trey is on the season right now, The Bachelorette.
Yeah, dude, I love Trey.
I think Trey is going to be the next Bachelor whenever they announce it.
Big fan of Trey.
I think
Big
he's
fan
a
of Trey.
shoe-in for it.
I think he got a little caught in the drama a week
Yeah.
or two ago.
I
You start thinking about the other guys in the house
Yeah.
a little bit too much. Get psyched out. You got you can't play that game.
I don't think he wins or goes very far in this season with Katie, but I do think he wins. He is the next Bachelor. I do think so.
I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it. All right, final prediction.
Write that down.
So I think by the time we convene for next week's Write That Down, the Twins will have made a trade of some kind. So write this down. The Twins will have made a trade of some kind before the start of Write That Down next Wednesday. And there you have it. Those are predictions that are almost certainly sure to go wrong. Judd Zulgad with a commanding 2-season lead on the batting average race and in the home run race. And again, if you want to participate, you want to be part of the segment, send us a note through the SKOR North app. Just click on that feedback link at the bottom of the homepage of the SKOR North app. And these predictions powered in part by Federated Mutual Insurance Company. Federated has been supporting business owners with risk management tools and resources, human expertise, and also data expertise as well. They blend the best parts of a baseball front office, really, at Federated. And you can find out a full list of all the industries Federated protects, and you can find out more about just the people that drive that business for over 100 years based in Owatonna at federatedinsurance.com. And remember, at Federated, it's our business to protect
Write
yours.
this down.
All right, boys. Good session. That's a wrap on today's Mackie and Judd. Don't forget daily Vikings entertainment as well on our other daily show, Purple Daily. And thanks to everyone who has clicked subscribe on our 2 YouTube channels, SKOR North MN and Purple Daily Podcast. We'll see you guys for some Reckless Speculation Thursday action tomorrow on the show.